Who's actually going to get the most out of a 27+ cubic foot side-by-side fridge, and who should walk away before they spend $100+ on a unit that might end up as a kitchen eyesore? Is the smart label just a marketing add-on, or does it translate into everyday convenience for the average family? And for those of us who aren't looking to spend a fortune on a premium appliance, does the price make sense compared with the features you really use? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started looking at the LG LRSWS2806S, my first concern was the layout. A side-by-side door takes up a lot of frontage, and if your kitchen island or adjacent cabinets are tight, you could end up with a fridge that never fully opens. I measured my own space and imagined the swing of the flat panel doors with pocket handles, no protruding knobs, which looks sleek, but also means you need a clear path to pull the doors all the way out. That's the first hidden trade-off. The doors are gorgeous, but they demand at least a few extra inches of clearance on each side. If you live in a narrow galley kitchen, you might find it frustrating to wrestle with the doors each time you grab a milk carton. The next thing I considered was daily usability. The automatic ice maker is a nice perk if you entertain often or have kids who love a cold drink after school. In my own test run, I set the ice maker to produce the standard cubed ice, and after about an hour, the bin was full without any hiccups. The real benefit shows up when you're making multiple drinks for a gathering. You don't have to run to a separate ice tray freezer. However, the ice maker does take up a small portion of the freezer space, so if you rely heavily on freezer storage for bulk meals, you'll notice the loss of a couple of shelves. It's a compromise you have to weigh: convenience versus raw freezer capacity. Water quality is another practical point. LG includes a pharmaceutical-grade water filter, which claims to remove a broader range of contaminants than a typical carbon filter. For families that drink a lot of water straight from the tap, that could be a health-focused selling point. In practice, you'll need to replace the filter about every 6 months, which adds a recurring cost you might not expect with a basic fridge. If your local water is already clean, you might be paying extra for a feature you never fully use. Smart functionality tends to be the buzzword that makes people hesitate. The LRSWS2806S pairs with LG's ThinQ app, letting you monitor temperature, get door open alerts, and even run a diagnostic check from your phone. For a tech-savvy household that already uses smart plugs and voice assistants, that integration can simplify things. Imagine getting a notification when the door has been left open for more than a minute, or adjusting the crisper humidity while you're still at work. On the flip side, if you're not into managing appliances via an app, the extra steps may feel like unnecessary clutter. The app can be a bit slow to sync at times, and you'll need a reliable Wi-Fi connection. Otherwise, the smart label doesn't add much value. Now, let's talk about who should actually buy this fridge. If you have a medium-sized family, say 3 to 5 people who need separate zones for fresh produce, beverages, and frozen goods, the 27.6 cubic foot capacity strikes a good balance. The side-by-side layout makes it easy for multiple people to access both the fridge and freezer at the same time, which is handy during breakfast rushes. The water dispenser and ice maker mean you can skip a separate countertop ice maker, saving countertop real estate. And if you enjoy the occasional dinner party, the smart alerts help you avoid the dreaded door left open scenario that can spoil a meal. Conversely, this isn't the best pick for a single person or a couple living in a small apartment. The footprint is large, the door clearance requirement is generous, and you'll likely never fill the extra freezer shelves. A compact top freezer or a smaller French door model would serve you just as well, at a lower price point and with less spatial demand. Also, if you're on a strict budget, the premium finish and the built-in water filtration system push the cost above the average for a 27 cubic foot unit. In that case, a more basic side-by-side without the smart features could be a smarter spend. From the perspective of value for money, the fridge's strengths are its clean aesthetic, the convenience of the ice maker, and the water filtration that actually does something beyond basic taste improvement. The pocket handles give a minimalist look that many modern kitchens aim for, and the stainless steel finish resists fingerprints better than glossy panels. The weaknesses are the door swing requirement, the modest reduction in freezer space because of the ice maker, and the ongoing cost of filter replacements. If you're not going to use the smart app regularly, you're basically paying extra for a feature you won't.